Hi Miss, hi classmates. My name is Roberto Canani and today we are going to talk to you about plagiarism. Let me to introduce my team. Uh, we have Wilder Alca, Miriam Farrow, and Marco Antonio Ore. Let me start for the beginning. We are going to talk about the root of the word, and plagiarism comes from the Latin. In that times, plagiarism was related to the action of to buy and sell slaves. Uh, well, maybe no, you know the patricios buy people and sell it just like as slaves, no, in the ancient Rome. But in these days, we have another concept and another meaning of plagium, of plagiarism. Is related to the action of kidnapping or maybe hijack someone just to later ask for a reward just for the freedom of this person. And it's not the only meaning. If you go to the dictionary, the Spanish dictionary, you can find the plagium, no? First of all, in the academic world, is know it like the action of steal ideas from another people. So we have a common notion today about plagiarism is when we take the ideas and thoughts from another authors without the necessary the quotation marks, and so that's plagiarism in these days. And we have some common scenarios of plagiarism. Let's talk about it. For example, let's talk about the first scenario. Is when someone just take another author's ideas and, and mix with their own ideas, and so you have a mix between your own ideas and the other's ideas also. In the next scenario, the second scenario, we have also a mix, but it's a big mix, because you have many different ideas from many authors, and you try to merge all of them in one new idea, but it's also the same. And all in these cases are without the quotation marks. The third scenario is only a bad reference. So you know that you are copy the another one's idea or thought, but by mistake you don't put correctly the quotation marks. And the fourth scenario is when you steal your own ideas, is known as self-plagiarism. For example, if I made a work, an academical work, of course, 2 years before, is my work. But now I want to do another work about the same subject, no, and I talk about my own work, but I don't put the quotation marks just to reference to myself, and that's another mistake. Now we are talking about laws. What the Peruvian law said about plagiarism. because of course everybody knows that plagiarism is something wrong, something that is morally and ethical incorrect. But what about the laws? Here in Peru, in our penal codes and in the article 219, we have a reference to plagiarism. It's not only an ethical mistake, here is a crime. And so if you make plagiarism, you can go to prison for maybe 4 or maybe 8 years. So be careful with this. Well, thank you, and now is the turn of my next partner.
Continuing with the exhibition, we have types of plagiarism. There are five types of plagiarism. They are 1. Full plagiarism, 2. Partial plagiarism, 3. Self plagiarism, 4. Double shipping, 5. False authorship. 1. Full plagiarism. Complete plagiarism is the moment where the original content is copied verbatim without any modification or alteration. 2. Partial plagiarism. It refers to copying parts of text from one or more and then placing them in the work without citing or giving the credits of the original authors. 3. Self-plagiarism. An author is considered the plagiarist himself when he reuses his own material that has already been published without indicating the reference to the previous work. 4. Double shipping. This happens when the author presents the same work in two different courses, making a copy of his original work. 5. False authorship. It refers to a type of plagiarism that occurs when the name of a person is included as the author of an article or of any other text without that person being mentioned having made any contribution to the creation of the text. Continuing, how the above plagiarism? The best way the our plagiarism is to assume the academic intellectual production in an ethical way. For this it is important to carefully review each citation. It is important that the reader recognizes that for ethical reasons he should avoid using previous published text. In case of using text that have authors, they must be prepared cited.
Presentation of the problem. The university, as a superior center of studies, assumes the cultural historic responsibility of training, capability of producing, conceiving, and transmitting scientific, technical, and humanistic knowledge in the broadest sense for the improvement of society and humanity to fulfill tasks as being of research, both scientific and humanistic. This noble and invaluable task of the university is being discredited precisely from within and by those who choose these intellectual jails. The university student themselves, both students and teachers, with a disordered practice, plagiarism. Plagiarism exists in the academy and seems to say the foundation on which teaching is built, and the because From the point of the educational process, plagiarism plays an essential aspect of student training, such as innovation, the development of critical thinking, and the question of skills. Example: Mr. Cesar Acuña Peralta was accused of academic plagiarism twice, once by the University of Lima, where I had 4 types of plagiarism, such as copying literally once mentioning the source, taking ideas from another answer without mentioning the source, or match the paraphrase. The Complutense University of Madrid, Spain, requested to annul the doctoral thesis for having signs of plagiarism, taken from reference of
Conclusions. Plagiarism affects the students. It's a consequence also affects other students, academic institutions, universities. Plagiarism is a committed when a work is closed, publishing and reproduced in the name of the author other than the real one, violating their moral and personal rights. Signs their authorship usurped and their economic interests are defrauded. Yes, I use another person's idea using my own word or my own form or expression. I must include the complete bibliographical reference. By committing plagiarism, author can acquire a bad reputation, mistrust, and, in some cases, can be condemned by life. The questions: why is plagiarism a serious offense? Why do some people engage in plagiarism practices? How does plagiarism affect copyright? What kind of plagiarism do students commit? Thank you so much, classmates.